Tell me what you think speciesism is.
That is everyone's a different type of species. And it basically concludes to explain.
Alright. Do you know what sectarianism is?
Yeah.
Racism.
Of course, yeah.
Sexism.
Yeah.
So, speciesism is we live in a society where we would call ourselves dog lovers, animal lovers.
Yeah.
A lot of people love dogs, cats.
I'm a cat guy.
Yeah. Some people have birds and stuff, right? But then, like, you do anything to protect your cat. But the discrimination that happens when it comes to certain species of animal is when it comes to chickens, pigs, cows, fish, turkeys, lambs.
I've sort of just forgotten about sort of.
Yeah.
So
Oh, they're food animals, so we can do whatever the fuck we want to those animals.
Don't have a voice box and can't say anything. So,
Yeah. We can.
That concept's always been like, I don't know, an interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's something that you subconsciously kind of know, but you don't. It's not at the front of your awareness.
Think about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it is, it's like, if you sit down and think about it, it is kind of fucked up. Like,
It's baseless. It's like literally because you're different, and it's not even a difference that you chose.
Yeah.
We're gonna deem you less worthy of life, or less worthy of being entitled to this that everyone else is.
Yeah.
So the question on the other side will kind of drive it home a bit more, get to the point of what I'm saying.
Probably like.
So the root cause of that is the speciesism.
Yeah.
Because we discriminate based on species, that's what leads to dogs not ending up in people's plates and cows. Do you know what I
Sort of
mean?
put them in a different category.
Yeah. Like dogs are worthy of protection, but cows are worthy of being a steak. Do you know what I mean?
It's an interesting concept.
So, but the thing is,
That in China would be completely different though.
it would like. There's an argument for that. So depending on where you go, it's like culture to culture, people accept different things. But we have to then ask the question: does culture determine what's right and wrong? Because in some cultures, female genital mutilation is culturally acceptable.
Yeah.
But, would you say that that's okay? So there's an element of morality, right and wrong, that runs through all things. And I don't think we should let culture dictate that. I don't think we should let social norms dictate that. I think we should let our own conscience and our own values dictate that. And I think when you ask people, do you want to live in a more peaceful world? Do you want to live in a world with less cruelty, human and animal? Everyone's like, yeah. But when it comes to putting that into practice, they will disregard those values for like a taste sensation or a convenience or a craving or like, oh well, my friends invited me to a steakhouse for dinner tonight. I don't want to offend anybody. Do you know what I mean? So there's a line there.
Good point.
Yeah.
See, to be honest, it is interesting. Because see, to be honest, I'm biased when it comes out there. Because I wouldn't eat a cat or dog but I'd happily like chicken, cow, pig.
Appreciate
not pig,
the
actually,
honesty.
to be honest, but
Because we live in a society where
where it's drilled into us from a young age.
Literally.
Before you can even walk and talk, someone is serving you the flesh and the secretions of murdered animals.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You get a taste for it. It's programmed into you. That's normal. If everyone else in your family is doing it, you grow up. You don't even think about it. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's so bizarre. It's there, but it's invisible. You know what I mean? So animals can't speak up for themselves. They haven't done anything wrong to deserve being slaughtered in mass.
Before you're right in saying though, because in a sense we're the most dominant species on the planet, so it's
We have this false sense of superiority where we're the most dominant species on the planet. But if I was to put you in an enclosure with a lion, do you know what I mean? So it's this. What it's called is human supremacy. We think we're superior to all other forms of life. Therefore, it's what leads to the speciesism again. Therefore, it's okay to treat lesser beings like this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I get you now. Okay, yeah, no, mate, you got me.
But the thing is, right? It's not just. It took white people in America like 400 years to not enslave black people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for a long time, black people were only considered 3/5 of a human being. They weren't even considered a whole person, so they didn't have the right to vote because it didn't really count. And it was all that like treating them like it's called otherizing when you otherize people because they're different. Do you know what I mean?
With obviously Britain's coming into Ireland and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's kind of like the same similarity as that there.
It's all linked. It's all linked.
Like deep into our country.
Man, it's deep. It's all over the world.
Mate, you fucking like
Blowing your mind right now.
You'll definitely change something, man. Do you know what I mean? Like people need to start opening their eyes a bit more and realising the planet's fucked at the minute.
For sure, man.
A lot of things need to change.
this was an interesting.
Animal agriculture is is responsible for more ocean dead zones, species extinction, Amazon rainforest deforestation. Yeah. It's Thomas Anonymous, all one word. I'll give you a card actually.
Yeah.
That would be perfect.
That's my card.
Sweet.
I've got my
Go
Instagram
to fucking
and my YouTube
fresh
there.
garbage here.
Just before you go, guys,
Yeah.
I will ask you, have I convinced you to... I obviously haven't asked you if you eat animals. My guess is yes, because we're programmed,
Yeah,
right? But have I convinced you to maybe think about not doing that? Because that's the whole
See,
point.
honestly,
Because we can
yeah.
talk and agree, but if we're going to
Go
go
back
just
home, eat
go
burger.
back and do the exact same thing, we might as well not have had the conversation.
See, for example, we're an animal, right?
Yeah,
A
of
dog's
course we
also
are,
an
of course, yeah,
animal.
yeah,
A
yeah.
cat's also an animal.
Yep.
I've seen a woman who would feed her dog and cats
Uh-huh.
on a vegetable diet.
Yeah.
Dogs were clearly, what's the word, malnutrition. They were,
Malnutrition, yeah. So
they were clearly fucked, you know what I mean?
I have a dog, and that dog was, we looked after my partner, her grandfather had this dog and he passed away, so we have the dog now and we look after him. He used to go to the butcher's and feed the dog chunks of raw meat, right? Dogs are omnivores, so means they can subsist on any. The dog is now
Opportunist.
you might think this is bizarre, right? Because this is like, if you think veganism is cutting edge, would you hear this, right? So you can make dogs vegan, and you might think people will say, oh, you're forcing your beliefs onto the animal, right? But
Yeah.
see, when we're not vegan, we're forcing animals to die for our beliefs, right? For the animals that we're eating, we're forcing them to die for our beliefs. So the way I look at it is,
Shit.
the way I look at it is, why would I force animals to die for this animal when I could just like, this animal, you can actually get vegan dog food. It's what I feed my dog. They sell it in the nutmeg beside fresh garbage. It's an established thing because the protein thing, right? Protein comes from plants.
Yeah.
The cows that people eat to get their protein eat plants. They eat grass in the first place.
See, that's what's
So all
fucking
nutrients.
Like fucking gorillas and shit.
Yeah,
You see
yeah.
the
Man, the
size of them
strongest
fuckers?
and the longest living animals in the world are herbivores. Gorillas, elephants, rhinos, they're
Yeah.
all huge,
That's what I'm saying, they're
tough,
huge
strong
fuckers.
animals, absolute savages. So this idea that we need to eat meat to be strong and masculine and healthy, man, it's absolute bullshit. It's toxic masculinity at its finest. Don't let people think that. You know, don't know if you've seen the Game Changers, but it's a documentary and it's all like NFL dudes, NBA dudes, ballers thriving on a plant-based diet. And there's it's slightly irrelevant, but you might be interested to know that people on plant-based diets get harder erections and last longer in sex.
Right, I'm vegan.
Yeah, my man.
That's it.
But I'm just saying, there's a wealth of information out there. The card has a bunch of documentaries.
yeah,
Anything that's listed as an N is on Netflix. The first two are
Oh,
on.
is it?
Yeah, the first two are on YouTube.
Oh, that's Seaspiracy, bro. That was fucking
Yeah, yeah,
disgusting.
yeah, yeah.
Remember I
watched
told
it,
you
yeah,
about that,
was
bro?
dis-
That shit was fucking.
So
the cow-
that's just a
Don't
tip.
eat- I
The
don't
Cowspiracy
eat
as well
fish
was
anymore
Yeah.
because of that, man.
Imagine
Yeah.
the dolphins getting slapped. It was
Yeah.
disgusting.
Man.
That destroyed me.
Yeah.
I didn't understand all that was going on. They were
Horrific.
They're scraping up the actual ocean reefs.
Nah,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
stop fucking
yeah. It's
because-
bycatch. So people be like, oh, tuna, right? But you might have a tortoise and a whale and a
exactly.
dolphin.
Yeah, and they fuck it
in
back
that.
in.
Exactly, that shit's
But
fucking nuts.
it's even if that wasn't the case and they were just slaughtering tuna, they're still slaughtering innocent animals
even that,
when they
that-
don't need to.
On top of that, they're also putting risk at like the fucking. Do you ever get like the fishing villages and stuff?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
like
a film.
native communities and
Yeah.
shit like that. Yeah, there's human rights issues there as well.
Like,
It was good talking with you.
No worries.
Yeah.
For all good, man. All good. For guys like us who live in the city and shit, man, and even different circumstances, but there's no reason why we can't thrive on a plant-based diet and just buy.
See, to be honest, mate, it's
do you know what I mean?
something I've catered on type of thing because it's like I eat meat because it's like, do you know what I mean, a family thing.
Yeah.
Do you know
I
what
was the
mean? My
same. I used to eat it. I
age,
wasn't
that.
born vegan. I used to eat it all.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Well,
So,
do you know what, man? That's a fucking.
I know. I
Like,
definitely will be thinking.
see if you want some more ammo to get thinking. Watch the best speech you will ever hear. It's
Yeah.
written there, and it's the thing that made me go from a meat eater to a vegan. It changed my mind.
See, the more it's like, I don't know this, but see, the more it's like get older as well, and you hear about all the slimy shit that the meat industry does, because
Yeah.
they used to pick specific products that did hurt animals.
Thinking like free range and RSPCA
Because
certified.
in my opinion, I love eating meat. I know for a fact
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love doing
yeah,
that
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. So I was like, do you know what, if I'm going to go eat meat, I might as well go out of my way to make
Eat
sure.
like better quality meat and more ethical meat.
Exactly,
All that
but it wasn't
nonsense.
until I
Yeah.
saw the Seaspiracy stuff, and it's like, oh, I see it, green label, full of shit. And I was like, you're
Means
full of shit.
absolute balls.
And then I watched it, and I was like, are you fucking serious? So I go to my way to buy more expensive, healthier products when it's the exact same shit.
Let me
you're
ask you
getting on
this:
the
do you
shelf.
think the label is there to make us feel better or the animal?
Honestly, it's for us.
It's meant to deceive us
Yeah.
to think we're doing
Yeah.
something better.
Yeah.
It's like this animal was humanely slaughtered, right? So if you can humanely slaughter someone, can you humanely rape someone? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course you can't. Of course you can't.
It's fucking.
But real quick, free range, right?
Yeah.
So it's this whole, oh, those chickens are free.
Yeah.
What do you think happens to the free range chickens when they stop laying eggs?
butchered.
They go to the same slaughterhouse as all the non-free range animals and get their heads cut off like everybody else. So they're not really free. RSPCA put a sticker on eggs and stuff and say this is humane, right? You can. It's in one of those documentaries.
Yes, the same as that the Seaspiracy one with the tuna being
like ethically sourced.
Yes.
Or sustainably farmed, sustainably fished or something like that.
It's really not at all.
It's all garbage. All garbage.
Like those farms that kept
fish farms.
Talk about how they're being ethical and clean. Mate, they're fucking.
Did you ever see the one where they had the salmon?
Yeah.
And they were all shitting on each other, and
they're all deformed. Man.
And if people are saying these fish farms are actually good for them, they're clearly not.
That's why I don't eat fish anymore, mate. Like I used to be, especially going up Coptic and shit.
Yeah.
I look at fish in the shop now, and I'll fucking.
You really do think, you're like, fuck, where does that come from? How many here left is what I sort of think.
You know what? This is a cracking
Think about everything, right? Think about our clothes, where they come from, if they're ethically made, like everything, man. But the vegan thing is animal rights, and then when you kind of get that philosophy, all those questions kind of flow from there. Like, right, I know I know that I'm not eating like slaughtered animals, but where am I getting like this shirt, or where am I? Do you know what I mean? Where does that
from the same process?
Yeah. But really, like, we're talking about life and death, peace and violence. It's the difference in these two things. Check out that speech. Check me out on Instagram, tomasanonymous. We can link up or whatever. Any questions at all about anything, just let me know, and I'm more than happy to help. But man, this is how we change the world, one bro at a time.
100%, mate.
All good, guys. All good. Cheers, guys. Have a good one. Thanks very much. Peace out. Often this game is just a matter of time, waiting on those people who are open-minded and who have a little bit of knowledge on it already and just need that extra push, that extra point or two, and that's all it takes. I'm just here to open the door, but people have to walk through it themselves. So thanks for watching, and if you believe in the work that we do, subscribe and follow us on our journey. Peace out.